you can say they see what you do and
Yes.
form a perception. Do you ever feel misunderstood?
We live in a society. If you're a woman entrepreneur, what they're gonna think? That you have a rich guy who supports you? That you're looking for a rich man through your job?
Did anything surprise you about the concierge game?
I think that once someone has money and the power, they don't want to feel they've been taken advantage of. I don't think we have as much ego as guys sometimes, but
Have you got any example? So guys, welcome to another episode of Keep It Locked. This podcast isn't just about the guests, their titles, their status, their achievements. It's about visibility and what that visibility does to their reality and to them internally. Today, I'm joined by Marika Poveromo. Did I say that correctly?
yes, correct.
Well, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
It's been a
Hi,
long time planning to get you here, so finally we've made it. How are you today?
I'm very good, thank you. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Just tell us a little bit and tell our viewers a little bit about who you are.
So, my name is Marika, as we said. I'm from Italy, and I've been in Dubai for 9 years. And since 2021, I've opened Concierge and Consulting.
We Concierge and Consulting.
Yes.
Okay, so that's your brand, your business.
Yes.
Okay. What is it?
Basically, it's like your personal assistant, but on steroids, I always say. So I enjoy to assist my clients with everything. So when it comes to corporate travel, personal travel, events, and corporate services, so business setup, real estate, and all of this stuff.
So is that the business model of any concierge, or is that something that you choose to do in terms of all of those services that you provide? I've heard of concierge.
Yeah.
I don't fully understand it, and obviously I'm hoping to extract a bit of information from you myself today. But does a typical person who engages in concierge services, do they just choose what services they're going to offer, or are you doing a very broad range? How does it work?
So I'm different from others, as usually the concierge is seen like a typical club promoter.
Yeah.
Clubbing, party, popping champagne.
So being a DJ, I was going to come to that impression and that reputation and that perception. That's not what you do then, right?
No, my one, personally, my brand is more focused into helping big corporates, business owners, and families. So more into, that's why I'm calling myself more as like a personal assistant.
Okay.
And I want to make a luxury lifestyle affordable. So my goal is to save, a certain amount per year to anyone who is using my services or even become a member.
Okay, perfect. So 9 years in the Middle East, in the UAE.
Yes.
So before Dubai, before the UAE, before the concierge, the business, who was Marika?
So I started working at 15 years old. I was been doing like hospitality and, between day and night life, 5-star hotels, receptionist, hostess, events, all of that. And I lived in 6 countries.
Wow.
So at some point I'm like, I just collected a lot of contact. And I was like, I need to do something with this contact. And actually, at the beginning, I wanted to open a hostess agency here because I've been working as a hostess for a long time.
A hostess?
In events. Yeah, so,
Okay.
For expo and events and all of this, like more stuffing. And then I was like, I think when I saw the hospitality side here, I think I could bring some more my Italian quality of, hospitality experience here. And I saw many gaps in the industry,
Mm-hmm.
and that's where I think I exceed in fulfilling these gaps.
What is it that you believe you need, like fulfilling the gaps? What is it that you believe that you needed to secure in order to do that? What was your mission?
So to pretty much make a luxury lifestyle affordable.
Okay.
Because once I can get discounted flights, like in business class, and a discounted hotel, people in a fancy language, high-profile people don't like a discount, but everyone asks for it at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So it's, it makes sense for someone to work with me because first of all, I save them time. They don't have to worry about where to go. I organize everything, and plus, it's a significant, price difference, respect to if they book from like an online platform or they can find anywhere.
Okay, so 6 countries.
Mm-hmm.
Prior to deciding that you want to take the leap of faith, move to the Middle East, we'll come to that in a second.
Yeah.
Were you striving to become independent? Because it sounds like you must have been pretty independent to have been floating from continent to continent. I don't know if it was continent to continent, but country to country.
Yes.
What did being independent mean to you around that time?
Well, when I moved to London, I was only like in my 20s, and I
Okay.
just wanted to learn a second language because I didn't want to sell shoes for forever, because there is nothing wrong with that. But
So you didn't speak English at the time, or
no,
just
zero.
Italian?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I kind of, I threw myself in a foreign country, no language, just learn from scratch, and my big goal when I was in my 20s to work in a 5-star hotel.
Okay.
And slowly I learned how to deal with high-profile people. And meanwhile, I was still working as a hostess for agencies. So I was always in events, spots.
Whilst supporting yourself.
Yes.
So that comes, with, I'm assuming you're saying you moved. I'm assuming that was solo, not with family.
Yes.
So with that level of responsibility, did it not feel heavy?
I started living by myself since I was in my 20 years old.
Okay.
And I moved to London at 24. So I was already on that side. So the only difference, instead of being 25 minutes from my family,
Yeah.
I was like a few hours away.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was okay. I never feel, and plus I moved to London. I had a friend there, so she kind of helped me at the beginning to get a job. And she was kind of translating for me, so it was very nice. And slowly I started learning the colors, numbers, name of clothes, because I was working in a club to giving away coats,
Okay.
like coat chocolate.
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
So when did this switch flip, where it actually something that was exciting for you, as in the prospect of being able to, I guess, leverage your network of high-profile clients?
Yeah.
That's obviously quite exciting. When did it become serious for you, as in, I'm going to do this now?
To be honest, I don't really know. I just always find myself in a spot of being asked to help in doing something. So for me, if it's someone is not rich or not, it doesn't matter. The fact that I can help, that's all makes me feel happy.
Okay.
So it's just, yeah. And obviously working in 5-star hotel gave me a certain training. So, that's what helped me to deal with the high-profile people.
It gave you access to them as well, no?
You cannot have access to them. I cannot get their contact, but yeah, I was on daily basis with them. So for me, we're just individuals that I was inspired by.
Yeah.
And, and when you work in 5-star hotel, you have customer service training and all of that. So it was a bit strict. So that helped me, and then I could carry on with the rest.
Okay, so let's come to the label. So this is what we were just talking about, I guess, in your intro, which I wanted to dive into.
Yeah.
The term concierge, the concept of it,
Mm-hmm.
like I mentioned, there's a perception.
Yes.
Even I'm hoping that, I know that my perception was not 100% correct, and I'm pretty sure you're going to validate that in this conversation. But people, through whatever channel, social media or interaction with other concierges, whatever the correct term is, they'll have a perception of what the lifestyle is or what the nature of the work is. So people, you can say they see what you do.
Yes.
And form a perception. Do you ever feel misunderstood?
Yeah, for sure. So we live in a society
Yeah.
that if you're a woman and if you're a woman entrepreneur, what they're gonna think that you have a rich guy who supports you, that you're looking for a rich man through your job, and it's not. They don't really take it seriously. We don't take. We don't. I don't think we get taken seriously in this kind of industry. You know, they will think it's a cover up.
What industry do you fall in?
Like in service industries, right? So they say, yeah, she has a concierge. I'm sure she has someone to fix her wheels. I'm like, no, maybe it's good. The only call I get is from my bank.
Well, asking for
Not
your
a
bill.
Man.
Yeah, asking
You
if
know?
you up with your credit card
Yeah,
payments and stuff.
exactly. I'll be like, hey, we miss you. I know. But it's a card. It's not any guy.
So,
yeah.
so with that misunderstanding, how have you handled it throughout the years that you've been doing it? So let's say now you've successfully been a concierge for 9 years in this region alone.
Here, 5.
5, okay,
Yeah.
but in total 9.
Yeah, I mean, when I arrived here, I was more I was trying to find a job in events management. So I was looking for like an office job. But then I ended up working like in a bar, nightclubs and all of that. So when I worked as a promoter, I found myself organically falling into the kind of, like everyone were asking me, do you know someone who has a yacht? Or do you know someone who has this and that? And I never liked to say no. So I found a way to find it, you know, and collaborated with other companies, and I developed other 2 companies before opening mine. So actually this question maybe goes back to how I got into the concierge probably.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so that's pretty much what it is.
So there's a level of misunderstanding, which we'll obviously dive into again in a few moments.
Yeah.
But have you had to lift up any walls? Have you had to guard yourself more to battle this misconception of the term concierge or the nature of the services that you provide, just because there's such a wide spectrum? And I'm
Yes.
sure there's some who don't really follow the authentic definition of a concierge, which would rightfully create the misconception or the confusion.
Yeah.
Leveraging the examples again that you mentioned a few moments ago about people thinking that female entrepreneurs, they must have
Yes.
a financial backing from some male counterpart elsewhere.
Yeah.
So did you have to guard yourself a bit to protect yourself from being labelled under the same banner?
I can't really do anything about it. What can I do? Like, if someone wants to think in a negative way, I'm not going to relate to them. Like, I try to distance myself from a bad judgment. Like, people can say whatever they want at the end of the day, right? So if someone says something bad, I'm like, okay, you won't be my client, my friend, whatever, just go away and I'll move on.
Is there any part of Marika that you have kept locked and protected away that people just don't get to see in your day-to-day work? Obviously, have you kept something guarded about yourself that doesn't bleed into your day-to-day concierge activity?
Yes, so I think, like, when I'm at work, I'm very friendly, I'm very active, but at home, I'm the opposite. I like to be a couch potato with my cats and just have a minimum things to do. Because when you have a hectic life with your work, then when you go home, you just want to have, like, you just want to relax. So if someone asks me to go clubbing, I'm like, nah. So they see, and it's a big contradiction because people expect a concierge to be also hyper-social, nightlife, party, blah, 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 but that's not my case, so yeah.
But obviously, in the interest of the services that you provide your clients, if you had a client walk through the door who required those services, you'd actively engage and support them.
Yeah, well, if it's work related, of course I will go.
Yeah.
But otherwise, and also I try also to, unless I trust the person a lot, I wouldn't go out with clients. I let them do their own things. Unless it's like a yacht event. I like to host because I want to make sure all the micromanagement is done well.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's a nightclub or a restaurant, I wouldn't. Like, maybe they have their own friends or family. What am I going to do there at the table? I don't know. I don't see the point.
You can see and appreciate that for most people, if if they looked at your kind of lifestyle from a work perspective,
Mhm.
I'm assuming I'm just putting myself in someone's shoes who'd come across maybe your social media,
Mm.
in order to promote it, it's very easily perceived that this lifestyle can be quite exciting. Would you say that's true for you internally? Is it exciting for you, or do you still distinguish between this is work and this is personal stuff? Is it not exciting for you?
When I work, I have fun. Like, I enjoy, right?
Yeah.
And especially if I go to Europe, like if I have some events in Greece, of course, I'm gonna be super happy. But it's more about you get used to the routine. So after a while, it's normal. You don't feel exciting or boring or anything. It's just a normal day to day. So I don't see. Of course, on social media, everything looks 100 times more. So the people will think, oh yeah, oh she travel all the times, and maybe I post something like from 2 years ago, like just to promote the country where I'm doing concierge. But
Does it drain you?
a lot.
Because
Yes.
I'm just trying to think about, you just mentioned travel to Europe, or are you operating in Europe as well?
Yes.
So you've got clients in different regions.
Yeah.
So
Even
how do you
like
manage?
No, even if it's a client are here, then probably I have to, let's say, host an event in overseas. So I will go, and to be honest, I'm happy to get out of Dubai because it's been here super stressful. So I can't wait. If someone asks me, let's go to Japan and you organize my wife's birthday or my kid's party, yeah, 100% yes. So
Has anything surprised you in your years of doing it, when you you realize that your formula is working, you've got business coming through the door?
mhm.
Did anything surprise you about the concierge game?
Some requests, yes.
Some requests. Okay, I am going to ask you to elaborate. I'm guessing you've got more than one example, but
Well,
I'll leave you to choose which one.
okay, I tell you, this is quite funny.
Yeah.
So I think it was last year during the Token 2049. There was a company from overseas. I'm not gonna tell the company
No, no,
name,
obviously, yeah.
but the logo is a crocodile. So guess what happened? They said, like, one of my clients, said to them, "Oh, if you need any services, contact my concierge." And they're like, "Oh, we want to have a crocodile during our dinner to just take photos and pet." Not like a huge, like 2 meter crocodile, but just like a small one with a zookeeper. I found it in 45 minutes.
Wow. Where
So
was that? In this region or in Europe?
yeah, no, a year. They had a dinner like next to, I think I was in Jumeirah, and I was like, and then the restaurant of course refused to get a crocodile there for like safety purposes. But it was funny how these people would pay $100,000 just to have a crocodile for dinner. And I was like, oh, it's sweet,
Is that how much it was, or is that just a
Yeah,
$100,000
yeah,
to eat with a live crocodile,
yeah,
and then you just managed to source it like?
yeah. 45 minutes I found like a trusted company with a trained zookeeper that would join, and they said that it's fine, we can do it. Like, it
That's
just
a
give us
ridiculous amount of money.
Yeah, people
So
like,
people actually, they do crazy, when they've got enough to waste.
yes.
Wow.
It's not for wasting. I think when it comes to like a huge corporate dinner, they already spend probably double anyway.
Would you say that's ego, or just a demonstration of power?
Could be both, but sometimes just about branding.
Marketing.
Yeah, 'cause people will invest anything for marketing sometimes.
So you're clearly operating with clients and in spaces where individuals or brands,
Mm-hmm.
they've got a lot of power. They've
Yes.
they've got either some ego,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of money obviously,
Yeah.
or a combination of the three.
Mm-hmm.
And you speak about, not loudly, but from your experience, I can tell that you're speaking about power and the dynamics and how that influences people's behaviors, which results in business, of course, for
Yes.
you. in this concierge game, what have you learned about power when that amount of money can enter a room? What have you taken away?
I learned that, uh, well, I think that once someone has money and the power, they don't want to feel they've been taken advantage of, you know? Because that's at least what I think. So when someone has money and power, they have all these people that are like eagles, always are around them, they're trying to take. So if you're genuine with someone with power, they will actually gain trust, and and that's important to build like a trusted relationship with these people, and that's, and they can also pass you their knowledge. So once you get trust with them, they automatically you get in their circle, and it's a win-win for everyone. They trust me to organize things for them at the same time, and to be honest, for about the power. So once you're always around this kind of people, like, you don't really feel like their power. You just want to feel like supporting them at some point, you know. Especially because I've been around from the hotel side, and for me, they're just people. Some people has more money, some people has less, but at least at the end, we're all people on the same level. If you see them in the same level as you and vice versa, they'll actually respect you more instead of bowing. I don't know how to say, like, you bow at them, yes, it's okay.
You experience so you experienced that firsthand. Then.
Yeah, I feel like, yes. If you put yourself in the level how you are, how they are, and you meet in the middle, I think that's a win. It's a win point.
Do you feel it's helped your business?
Yeah, probably. Just being genuine in general.
Do you think that's, I guess, part of your winning formula to expand your network? Maybe you get word of mouth, not just repeat business?
Always.
Yeah?
I only work on referral.
Word of mouth?
Yes.
How much does digital channels, how much do digital channels influence your business, like your social media funnels? And is that just for promo? You don't really, do you get people coming through the door via socials, or?
I had few clients through my Instagram, but they say 80% are from referral, because at the end of the day, there are so many people that don't really know what they're doing on social media, right? Social media helps me to make people understand what I do, because it's so many variation that when someone comes to my page, they're like, oh, so what you should do? You should do real estate. You should do car rental or a jet ski or boats. What's going on? But once you talk about what you do, then it's easier for someone to be like, oh, okay, so I can count on this person. It could be me or another concierge, you never know.
Yeah, so
to understand it, to actually get the proper niche of people, no?
yeah. What's the demographic like in your client base? Is it mostly male dominated?
Yes.
Okay. So has working in
But
uh-huh.
the decision maker is always the wife,
Really?
most of the times. So I like when the guy tell me, you can speak with my wife, it's fine. And I see it like example events I'm going to do very soon. Like, the wife is managing, many things in the company, and I've been talking to her more because he's busy with the meetings, and it works very well.
Yeah. So just circling back to you'll speak to the wife or any of their wider circle in order to organize the finer details, but
Yeah.
the payment's always coming from typically a male.
Yes.
In those cases where you are specifically working with men more than any counterpart or a wife or anyone in the picture, has working in that male dominated scenario changed the way you have to act, the way you work, or has it changed your level of trust in people in any scenarios or examples?
Trust, no. But let's say, I think when a man has the same like line of business, it's much easier for them because they become best buddies. So they go out, restaurants, maybe this client could be single and the concierge is like, I'll bring you some hot girls at the table, deal done, right? And when you're a woman, like I think there is always a sort of a, mostly probably from the men, because for me I don't care whatever, if people want to do whatever they want, I'm not nobody to judge them, so I don't care.
These are other male concierge companies, right, or services as well?
Yes. So
Okay.
let's say your client.
Yep.
I'm Bob from
Yeah.
UK.
Yeah.
You're also from UK.
Yeah.
You're already friends.
Yeah.
And you definitely prefer to book with Bob than with Mari. Why? Because you're guys. You can talk about football. You're gonna talk about women, and you know, that's how it is. It's normal. So I'm not saying it's bad, but I think organically it's easier for a guy to do this business. Unless, but also, high-profile men, when they have to hire an assistant, 80% of the time, they hire a woman. So that's why.
That's in any industry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, in general, for high corporation,
Yeah.
usually the assistant is a lady.
They're like PAs and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yes, a PA. So because I think our intuition sometimes is better. We help more. We are loyal. So, for example, if I have to, it happens so many times, even for collaboration. Like if I sit down with a guy and I try to work with them, like at least 70% of the time happen to me, then 6 months later I will have the same Instagram as mine and be my competitor. But when I talk to a girl, she will be happy to work with me instead of against me. So it happens also with guys to in their own business. No, they hire a man, they have the same power, and a few months later they're gonna compete. This is also going back to the ego.
So you've noticed that as a behavior and a pattern over time?
Yes. So
Okay.
there is several behavior. There is collaboration and competition.
Yeah.
And insecurities that can come to this side. So when a man insecure will not support a woman when it comes to business and will try to get information from her and being a competitor and try to be better, right? But when a man is secure of himself, it will collaborate and be happy to support. And same for women. Like women, we tend to group more than. I don't think we have as much ego as guys sometimes, but.
Have you got any example?
Yeah, 3 people did that to me.
Okay.
Men.
Talk me through one of them, just so I can appreciate it.
So, I had literally exactly 3 times sat down with some guys. I would love to tell the nationality. And 2.5 hours each meeting, separate people. They have nothing to do with each other. Like, I talked about how I work, the services, everything, this and that. And these guys, no, we don't want to do concierge. Lies. We don't want to do concierge, don't worry, we want to work with you, we don't have time to do it. All of a sudden, I see the Instagram and people, they know me and them, and be like, they were not supposed to collaborate with you, what happened?
So they've gone. I mean, look, I've got.
They get information from me, basically. Sorry to cut you.
But why would you give it?
Because when
Was that you? I'm just trying to make a very clear distinction as to what your intention was.
To
collaborate.
Yeah, to collaborate.
So you went in clean-hearted.
Yes.
Okay, fine.
And they were not.
Okay.
And as I tend to trust people because I don't think if someone come to me they want to steal my ideas or anything, and that happens quite often. And the second person I also had a long meeting with, and they created a membership tier like I had, everything, exactly how I told them I was doing it and I was building it.
Did it impact your business?
Well, in terms of clients, yes, because these people had a lot of clients, so we could have worked very well together.
Okay.
So yeah, it did.
So, What do you do to counter that today?
To be very careful and identify better who I want to associate myself with.
How do you decide who deserves your time
Hmm.
and access to you, to your knowledge, inherently to your network,
Hmm.
and then, of course, transitively to business?
I kind of work with people that have nothing. With guys, I work with people that have nothing to do with concierge at all, no marketing, not even similar services. Just out of any kind of, for example, I have one guy who collaborate with me that does trading. Like, it has nothing to do with the hospitality.
Okay.
So he has no interest to build something similar.
But so then what benefit would that guy have? What would you gain from collaborating with that type of person?
He has a community.
Okay.
So he can bring clients and I bring the service. So it's a good balance. There is another girl that we have a very similar mindset, and I know that the way she talks, I can see that she would never go behind my back, because whenever we did some project together, she always updated me. So this is also a sign of loyalty, because if I give her contact, she could just stop talking to me like many people can do. But instead, she always like, hey Mari, by the way, I got this update, da 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 da. And she's also independent, so she has nothing to tell me if she doesn't want to. So I value people that respect and want to build a long-term work path with me. So
What matters more to you? You just said it actually. Loyalty or validation?
loyalty, definitely.
Why?
Validation, we can have validation easily, you know. You put a picture on Instagram, they like it, oh, that's my validation, but it's temporary. But loyalty is a long term, uh, I think I see in a long term.
Are you in a place today where you feel you've got a business model that's sustainable for you and that you're happy with, or have you got plans? Not that you need to reveal them now, but are you evolving the business model of
Yes.
Concierge still?
Yes.
Okay, so I don't want to be giving your competitors any
No,
insight here.
not anymore.
The reason I ask that is because I'm curious to know that is there still bits of Marika that you still want to learn about yourself and understand about who you are, where you've come from and who you've become and who you're going to continue to try and be.
So about myself, I know that I have, let's say, this is maybe sounds weird. I feel like I have powers, but I don't use them 100%. Like, probably like many people, not just me. So once I reach my financial freedom the way I want, I just want to go and become like a healer. That has nothing related to luxury lifestyle on it. It's
I'm
totally
just
odd.
picturing it like this is less financial freedom.
Yeah, so after my financial freedom, when I know I don't have to run after anybody to pay my bills and stuff,
Yeah.
like I just want to like I want to get out of here and grow spiritually, and that's what I want to do. And I know that it's always has been something in me that I always suppress it, so I know I can do it, but it's gonna be in the right time.
Like an unanswered question inside you that you want to explore. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it's like I can help people also spiritually, but it has to be curated, you know. So, and when you just focus in work, money, pay your bills, running around and everything, that you forget about your, like, for example, yoga, meditation, all this stuff. I used to do a lot in Sydney, but here I don't do it anymore, and I can see the difference. When I was doing yoga in all the times, I could be run over from a train. I didn't care, and when you stop doing it, like stress is affecting more, on a day to day. So, but I don't have time now. So
What made you want to? What makes you want to help someone spiritually?
no, it's not about I want to do it. I know I have the power, so why not? You know.
Do you feel like you've helped yourself spiritually, so now you're able, for the lack of a better word, you've resolved whatever you wanted to heal within yourself, which means that you're now in a position to heal others? Or is it about healing others whilst continuously healing and improving yourself?
Yes, it's more about I always had the power to healing others, and I always, women, we always put ourselves in a second spot. We always giving more than ourselves. I don't know if I.
Selfless.
Yes.
Selflessness.
Yes. So, for example, a long time ago, I was in a relationship with a guy who was having depression. Like he was taking depression pills.
Antidepressants, yeah.
Yes, antidepressant. Sorry. So basically, I said to him, get off this chemical stuff. Start doing morning walks, yoga, meditation. Change your life, change your habits, stop drinking, and all of that. But obviously, not in a bossy way. I just guided him through the process, and he improved a lot. So I know that if you put enough energy into this stuff, you can help a lot of people. So that's what I want to do in the future.
But first, you've got to dominate the concierge industry first and get that financial freedom.
Yes.
Okay, that's very
First
interesting.
step is the concierge. Build it, become at least an owner of 5 properties. After I have my 5 properties and my passive income, then I'll go to a mountain and be a monk or something.
So you'll come back,
Yes.
clean shaved and clean shaved head like the Buddhist monks?
I don't know, my hair no.
Never the hair. It's been very thought provoking. I think I've really learned what it actually means to be a concierge. I think I'll walk away from this conversation appreciating a little bit more about not just your experiences, but I guess my take on what I see on social media when it comes to this. Because let's be very blunt in conclusion, a lot of people can easily mistake a concierge. Quite often I've heard them be compared to escort services and stuff like that. And no doubt there will be some outfits that do operate under that pretense as well. But organically, that's not what a concierge is. So I think I've taken away some very fundamental mindset shifts. Do you feel like you've experienced enough now to impart wisdom on someone who was maybe you 9-10 years ago as to how they could navigate themselves to avoid these type of obstacles and I guess pressures, being a female entrepreneur in a male dominated, I guess, industry from both a customer and a supplier perspective?
Well, to be honest, I don't know. I don't know. Look, the thing is, I tend to work mostly with Europeans and Australians, UK and Americans, so they see a woman entrepreneur in a positive way. Like whenever I go to UK, for example, and I tell people, I have my own business in Dubai. Oh my God, this is amazing. Oh, tell me how it is. And they're curious and they're happy for you, right? But when it comes to maybe different cultural mentalities, then you see, it depends of also the people, not just maybe the nationality as well. But I see that Europeans tend to kind of be happy for you. But Italians, no, generally Italians are jealous. And I'm Italian, so the mentality is more negative. But in general, like in this region, like, countries, you'll see more support. So that's actually my favorite people to work with, like in this side of the world.
Okay, well, the reason I asked is because, I mean, obviously, thank you for opening my eyes and thank you for the conversation. Before we close, like, this is Keep It Locked. So the locked part of our conversation, where I believe you can give back to some lucky viewer or someone who's going to obviously send a message through with some thought-provoking question. What we want to do is we want to choose someone who's listening to this conversation or who's viewing it to leave a thoughtful question, which it must be about your like you've got your experience. Someone out there will have a similar experience. If they would like to get some insight from you as to how they could navigate, not to necessarily replicate or copy and paste. It doesn't need to be about your business. It could have been a similar experience in a different male-dominated industry. You'd be open to answering or guiding or giving a bit of advice privately, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah?
Yeah, happy to do that.
So, guys, make sure that you do take the opportunity, because one lucky viewer, we are going to offer them a private 15 to 30-minute call or a coffee if you're in the local area with Marika, to go over maybe experience of a similar nature and gain some advice and some intelligence from someone who's clearly navigated it for herself and is now obviously operating successfully in multiple geographies. So feel free to DM the Instagram page, drop a comment on the YouTube video. All of our socials are, of course, in the description of the video. So it is, what question would you ask Marika about navigating your identity or perception, not the services that you offer? So we'll make sure that that's up on the screen for you to make sure you understand the question properly. But to say it one more time, what question would we ask you, Marika, about navigating our own identity or the perception of what we do? Not specifically the business, to discuss any of the activities of the business, but the perception that comes of being potentially, I don't know, for example, a female, like I said, in a male-dominated industry. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
I'm glad I asked you on the spot, and I'm glad you said yes. Everything you said, thank you so much for sitting out loud with it and confidently, and for owning it. And I hope that we Concierge, who will also tag in the video, so make sure you do give them a follow on socials. And if you are going to be visiting, I mean, where are you not operating?
Pretty much. I operate everywhere. So.
Okay, well, there you go. Open invitation. If you do need concierge services, true concierge services, that is, then feel free to reach out to We Concierge. Their details will also be included in the description. Guys, this is Keep It Locked, where we have honest, thought-provoking conversations about reality, visibility after reality, and obviously some value to take away with you there. Until next time, this is DJ Mars signing out. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.